at the end of our project, our goal is very simple, our vision is simple, so that the Silicon Valley community, the residents and workers, are actively participating and engaging in Silicon Valley's arts and cultural activities. Participating and engaging, not sitting and watching. Participating and engaging, because that's part of what makes Silicon Valley arts and culture unique. What arts and culture in Silicon Valley is not one thing. What it's not is a few big arts organizations. It's not San Francisco. It's not. We're unique. And so some research was done by Spitfire Strategies, and a rather extensive amount of research to try to identify what are the qualities that really make Silicon Valley arts and cultural community unique. And here's what we found. 4 things. First of all, it's accessible. It's right here. It's something we can get to. It's easy to participate. It's easy to engage in. Secondly, and you all know this, it's very diverse in every definition of the word. Third, the arts and culture community of Silicon Valley is very unique in the sense that it's reflective of what's valued in Silicon Valley. And of course, the use of technology itself in our art is prevalent. And then finally, and the one I mentioned before, is participatory. What it means is, it's not something that people just sit and watch. It's people that people engage and act in and are involved in. It's a message platform. We have to have a way of talking about ourselves that's consistent and people can embrace. Second, we have to be able to have that adopted, particularly among what I consider, I'll call sort of the friends and family. The arts community has to be able to embrace it so it becomes part of the DNA, and that we can bring, and we all together talk about ourselves as an arts community in a certain way. But then, the bigger challenge comes, we have to increase that awareness by taking it out more broadly to the rest of the community, the people who aren't yet our friends and family, so that we can engage more people. And that's a big challenge. But here's where it really gets exciting. Because it's all great that we can do that and we can get more people to be aware, but it doesn't help if we can't get them to do something. So the 4th step, and the critical step, is to engage. And to do that through a uniquely Silicon Valley medium, to utilize technology through an online community for arts and entertainment, to be able to bring together those audiences and those arts organizations in a way that's never really been done before. And that's the model that we want to present to you today. We really needed to capture a message that did a couple of things. We wanted to come up with a theme. You know, you need a hook. You need something to hang your hat on that you can build something around that really reflected, that reflected all of those things that we just discussed, that the uniqueness of Silicon Valley. So it wasn't easy. But we decided it had to have 2 really key components. First, it had to be action-driven. If we want engagement, we don't want people to just go, I'm aware. We want them to do something. So it had to be action-driven. It had to be a call to action. And the second is, we wanted it to acknowledge the reality of that chasm. In other words, we know that people don't know all of the things that are here, and we know that they don't know how to find it. And so there's an element of surprise, and surprises are a good thing. And so the theme that we've developed to go along that is to discover the unexpected. To promise them good surprises, because that's what we have to offer. And to tell them to go out and do that, as opposed to watch or listen, to discover, because it's actionable. The second thing we have to do is we have to bring it to that friends and family. We have to have it adopted. It has to become part, as I describe it, of the DNA of the arts community, so that everyone embraces it. Through the arts organizations individually, we can reach the patrons of the arts in this community, because they're already talking to them. So one of the key strategies here is to use this message, that platform, to reach out to the audiences through the vehicles they're already using. The community is ready to embrace something like this. So we have a plan to be able to do that in 2 areas. One, as you might imagine, through traditional media, and I'm talking about some special ways we're going to do that, through print and broadcast and some of those ways. But because what we're trying to do, because we're driving them online, and because our audience, so much of them lives online, we need to have a key component of this be the online strategy. That means social media, Facebook, it means YouTube, it means Twitter. We're going to where our tech-savvy audiences are already and finding them there. You are not going to expect, as you cross the street, to see a diva standing in the street, diva dazzle, and discover the unexpected. When you go shopping, you generally don't run into Mr. Nimoy, but that's a way to partner with the tech to give them, remember, that platform that we can consistently market under, but yet we can help drive their programming. Or You don't expect when you open the elevator to see a Mayan war. It's a discover the unexpected moment to be able to support the programming at Mktg. So that's a platform that, as you can see, that we can adapt to particular programming, but it can also work broadly. And you can see with a busboard like that saying not only discover the unexpected as the tagline, but what could you see? Because what we really want them to know is it could be anything. Imagine having a video of something really unexpected that gets posted on YouTube and is so interesting that people start passing that around and sharing it. Well, you know what? We don't have to imagine. We imagine putting a whole series of unexpected events throughout Silicon Valley and be able to put things like that up on YouTube. Final stage is engagement. And you remember that chasm I talked about before. On the one hand, we have the audiences, and they're not a homogeneous set of audiences. We know this. They're families. They're theater lovers. They're dance lovers. They might be interested in a particular cultural, ethnic group. There's all sorts of different groups. But on the other hand, we have the arts organizations that we have large, small, culturally specific, park events, all sorts of different things. And the problem is, how do they find each other? So the answer to that is this. An online entertainment hub where people, one single place where people can go, can find what they want, everything that they want is there, not only find it, not only be able to buy tickets, but able to engage in it, ask about it, fund about it, tweet about it, blog about it, share it with their friends, invite their friends to go, read reviews, see movie clips, all sorts of things all in one place. And it would be difficult if we didn't already have a highly successful, proven platform here in Silicon Valley that all of the arts groups are already involved in. And a lot of you are familiar with it, and that's Artsopolis. Artsopolis already exists to be able to do the first portions of that in terms of being able to do calendaring and ticketing and that sort of thing. To take this to the next level is what we're looking at. It's a great platform, but we want to build on it. So what we have today that works so well is calendaring. We have all the arts groups, we have every arts organization, we have all of them that people can find. So this is what it is today. It's a great way to find calendaring, and it's a great way to buy tickets, but that's all. But tomorrow, Artsopolis 2.0, which becomes discoversv.org, is now a place where you can add all of the social media, add mobile applications to it. Imagine you can walk along with your GPS on your phone and your mobile application and say, what's the nearest unexpected discovery to where I'm standing right now? Imagine being able to sit at an arts organization and be able to actually tweet reviews and be able to see them. Imagine, I love this one, imagine being able to read the tweets from a director or a prima ballerina as they're preparing for the show that you're about to go to. As an arts patron, that's engagement at a level we have never seen. That's a uniquely Silicon Valley phenomenon to be able to take that to the next level and build upon technology the way it's not been done, and we have the opportunity to do it right here. So we have a 3-year plan. The first year plan is the development side, which we complete the campaign creation, we get the arts and culture community to begin the adoption, and the big side is the rebrand of the site launch as discoversv.org in terms of building it out to have that complete social networking functionality. A real cost of $700,000, we believe a net cash cost of only $400,000. Secondly, the year 2 is the launch. So that's where we do a baseline so that we can actually measure, because this is engagement, it's not awareness, and we want to know that we are actually getting more people involved. So we do baseline research. We launch the social media side, so it's not as expensive. That cost $275,000, only $125,000 of net cash in the last year of the build out is the growth campaign. Now this is where there is a higher expense because of the more traditional marketing. I mean, that is always a more expensive thing, although we believe that the actual net cash is going to be much lower because of the partnership strategy. So overall, what you see is a goal to have a declining net new cash goal, and overall approximately $1 million in net new cash for a 3-year period to be able to drive this. At the end, we have a brand that we can believe in and everybody can stand behind. Secondly, we have the cultural community embracing it together. Third, we have what we really care about, more people participating and engaging. And finally, that relates to an increased investment and appreciation. Boy, this one is doable. This one's so real because all of the pieces that we talked about are already in place. Think about how many people, the volume of the number of arts groups and the number of people that we could reach with an idea that is this big.